following is a presentation of the Belly Up Sports Media Network.
Well, here it was. Shohei Ohtani just announced on his Instagram account about 15-20 minutes ago, so I thought I'd hop on here. 14:20 in the afternoon, I guess we got going on here. Special edition of the show right now. Shohei Ohtani, $700 million 10-year deal with the Los Angeles Dodgers. It was, he announced it pretty much on his Instagram account. First picked up by Jeff Passan, followed up by Bob Nightingale, and the rest is history. Shohei Ohtani might be the biggest. Lots of deferred payments. We'll get to that in half a second. But my, oh my, what a kick in the pills for the Toronto Blue Jays and their fan base who thought they had a deal done last night. Yesterday didn't come to fruition. Turns out Nightingale said that he didn't end up getting anything. Wasn't going anywhere. And now you have Ohtani. Everybody kind of knew it all along. $700 million bucks, 10-year deal. Lots of deferred payments. Lots of stuff going on. It might be like Bobby Bonilla Day that the Mets have every July 1st that he gets $1 million for a few more years. But this really goes to show the have and have-nots in the baseball world. It's sad to see that that's one of those things that's going to continue to happen. Just right here, Aaron from Brutally Honest Sports. This be interesting. The rich get richer, Major League Baseball, but it's hilarious that the Jays didn't get him. I thought the Jays were in there, Aaron. There was no doubt about that. I was watching the flight tracker like it was NORAD Santa on Christmas Eve. It was unbelievable that it didn't happen yesterday. Now we know why. The deal went from $500 million, which everybody thought was okay. That makes sense. He's not going to pitch maybe next year. Well, he's not pitching next year for sure. And now it's $700 million. He's a 10-year guy. He will not live up to that contract. Nobody ever does at that age. But a DH is going to get a lot of at bats, a lot of playing time. But where does this leave the Dodgers? We'll get to that in half a second here. But it's quite strange that this deal ended up going to where it went from $500 million. Then you heard $600 million earlier on. So did Ohtani use the leverage with the Dodgers and say these guys have an unlimited bank account? They want me. Let's pretend that the Dodgers are the forgotten child in this account, and we're not going to go there anymore. And now and then the Dave Roberts thing that happened early in the week, so it seemed like the Ohtani camp was a bit down on the Dodgers, but turns out money talks and the bullshit walks. It turned out to be another $150 million that said, yeah, I'll come play for you. No kidding. The big losers in this situation, not just Major League Baseball, but you got to think that the California Anaheim Angels, I guess, they're the biggest losers in this thing because they thought they had a chance to make the playoffs last year. And shortly after they decided to keep Ohtani and not deal him at the deadline, they slowly went into Angels oblivion, as they always do. And they got nothing for this guy, like literally nothing for Ohtani and his years of service there. He's a Hall of Fame type talent. He's a unicorn and everything else, as they say. But now you have a situation where the rich get richer, and this is it's a good day for the Dodgers. But it's a bad day for baseball when one guy is getting $70 million a year. That's more than some teams make or some teams have on their payroll. It's a bad day for baseball. They got to do something about this. It's the rich get richer, and it's not a good sign for baseball. And now where do the Blue Jays go now? Because they were in on the Soto sweepstakes to make a deal for him, and then they didn't get him, and now they don't get Ohtani. What do the Dodgers do now? Maybe go out and get Bellinger and see where that might go. But it's a crazy situation. You think one guy is getting $700 million. It's only $300 million less, and this might sound ridiculous, but months and months ago, I said he was going to get $1 billion. If that elbow was okay and he was pitching next year, what would he have got? I'll bet it was closer to B than you guys think. Because if the Dodgers were willing to go to $700 million, there must have been a deal there for $650 from the Blue Jays. There had to have been a big chunk of change that was let out by somebody, and then it came out today on Instagram that Shohei Ohtani, he didn't need ESPN, he didn't need TSN, he didn't need anybody. All he needed was his iPhone or whatever he's using, and he made the announcement himself that he's going for $700 million deferred payments and everything else that's going to happen. So it's going to be, like I said, Bobby Bonilla Day all over again. July 1st, probably in 2041, he'll be making the money off the Dodgers and the Guggenheim Group out there at Dodger Stadium. And it's an odd signing to me for the Dodgers. If you just go on the business side of things, it doesn't make a bunch of sense. They sell out Dodger Stadium night in, night out there at Chavez Ravine in Los Angeles. They don't need to sell any more tickets. They can't sell any more tickets. Can they raise ticket prices? Probably. Parking's already $40, so now parking's probably going to be $50-$60 to pay off this deal. Now, don't get me wrong. The Dodgers, they do okay. They bought that team for $2 billion cash, so they're doing okay. Like they're not starving by any means, and the rich get richer. It's a bad day for baseball. Good day for the Ohtani family. Good day for the Dodgers, but it's a bad day for baseball. The the Jays, how they got left behind this ordeal. You wouldn't want to see TSN Sports Radio or TSN Radio or TSN TV or Sportsnet or whatever it might be. Good thing you guys are watching here on 1420, the YouTube channel, because it's something to behold the way this all got put together, and you just wonder how it went from the 550, 600 to $700 million in this short period of time. It's a lot. Is it worth it? I don't know. I don't think it is worth it. I think it's too much for a DH. If he was pitching, maybe, because then you have a $35 million pitcher and you have a $35 million hitter. I get it, but he's only a DH this year. How much would you pay Aaron Judge this year on the free market? You wouldn't give him $700 million. He's the second best hitter in baseball. Soto's right there. So now what is Soto going to get next year? Like, this just pushed everything right out of whack for a lot of free agents. I know they're not Bellinger is not going to be rolling into to other GMs, and his agents aren't going to say, give me $50 million. But now you're going to have a situation where these players, they're going to use this Ohtani contract and say, listen, this guy's got $700 million. He got $70 million a year, deferred payments, and then he's going to be a DH. He's like, in 3 years from now, he's not pitching. He's on his second Tommy John already. It's not like he's Nathan Eovaldi, who goes through a Tommy John every couple of years and comes back better every year. This is a bad situation for baseball. It's going to be a bad situation for the lower payroll teams, the smaller market teams. Yes, small market teams do make money and they have a chance to do it, but not to this extent. Not to this extent. $700 million. Like, you can't even put that in perspective. It's the highest paid contract in North American sports history, and by a long ways. By a long ways. We always talk about basketball players making too much. Like, there's guys making $55 million a year, and look how that's worked out for Harden. And like, Harden's pockets are fairly full, but everything else, it doesn't make a bunch of sense to me how this went to six from 500. 500 I understood for a guy who's going to be a DH, because that's what Soto's going to get from whoever decides to sign him. But it's a bad sign for baseball. It's a bad sign for the rest of the National League West. It's a bad look for everybody else, and the way the Dodgers haven't won a World Series really since 1988. They have that fake one in 2020 with the bubble and everything else. You just wonder where that money's going to come from, how baseball can survive this. The salary cap, there's got to be a structure. There's got to be something that they can do to make this a level playing field. I understand that they do pay taxes on this and everything else, but they're just signing checks for the tax bases and everything else in there, and the spending spree that they have every time. So there it is. Shohei Ohtani, $700 million announced on his Instagram account. He didn't need Bob Nightingale. He didn't need Jeff Passan. He did it. He just reiterated and got it out to the rest of the world that the deal is done. Do I pay that money for Ohtani? Not a chance. Not a chance for a DH. He's going to put Butch on the business end of things. 100%. 100% on the business end of things. This is a smart deal. T-shirts, hats, jerseys, marketing, blah, 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 right across into Japan, everything else. He's the biggest star in Japan right now. He's the biggest star in baseball. I get it. I get it on the business side of things. It's a deal you can make, and it's a business decision. On a baseball decision, I don't make that deal for 1 second. Not at $700 million for a DH, and that's all he's going to be in 3 to 5 years from now. That's all he's going to be. He'll pitch in what year we're going to be in 2024. He's not pitching 24. He'll pitch 25, 26, 27. Mark my words. Mark it down in your calendars. After the year 2027, Shohei Ohtani will not be pitching. He will not be pitching. He'll be a $70 million a year DH. A $70 million a year DH. Think how ridiculous that is. That is ridiculous. 50, I can see it, because there's going to be $50 million players. Judge is a $45 million player. Nobody really is. If we want to get down to brass tacks, he'll be a $70 million DH. $70 million. It's absolutely insane. I don't understand it. Everybody else has been saying that. There is the fan in the van, Jim Plotner. Jimmy, I'm a little revved up right now. He's saying right here, for those not watching on YouTube or on our social media accounts, he said, I believe I called this a while back and recently that no deal will be done. No one will see it again. It's a crazy deal, Jim. $700 million. I didn't see it like a week and a half ago. I thought it was maybe going to get to 600, but not 700 the way it is. Everybody knew it was going to be the Dodgers when it's all said and done. All the rest of the teams that said that they were involved, the Dodgers just have more money and a willingness to spend and a willingness to go out there and try to get that first championship since 1988, and they went on and got the deal done. So you got to give Magic Johnson and the rest of the Dodgers ownership group, you got to give them credit. If they have the money, why not? If they're not scared, it's not my money. What do I care? It's not my money. So what do I give a shit if the Dodgers wanted to give him $100 million a year? It doesn't matter to me. I don't care. But it's a bad day for baseball when this happens. You just wonder what's next. Like what's next for a lot of these teams, because all of a sudden the guy gets good, and you're going to see more and more guys. Very soon, I think you're going to see a lot more movement at the trade deadline. That's where the Angels went wrong. As I said earlier, the Angels should have moved this guy a long time ago. They should have moved the guy when they had a chance. They should have got some prospects. They should have got some pitching, because now they got absolutely nothing. And the Angels are going to Angels just like the Browns are going to Brown in the NFL, right? The Angels are going to Angel, and they got zero for a generational talent. And you mark my words. Mike Trout will be the next one leaving Anaheim on the next flight out of there. You mark my words, that's going to happen. Mark it down. 2027, Ohtani's not pitching anymore, and Trout is leaving, and he's leaving soon. And that's the Angels got nothing, and it's their own damn fault. And it's a crazy thing. This guy got that kind of money today. $70 million. It's unheard of. It's unheard of. And yeah, good for him. Good for him. If somebody offered me $70 million to play baseball, I wouldn't say no. Right? And anybody who gets mad at it, just ask that question. Ask that question. Say, if somebody offered you $70 million, would you take it? Everybody would say, yeah, 100%. And that's just 70 for 1 year. He's getting this for 10. Plus the endorsements he's going to get out in LA. And yeah, that's a big thing out in Los Angeles. He's going to be on every billboard, and the money he's going to make on endorsements. Playing for the Dodgers is a lot different than playing for Anaheim. Right? It's a big difference. The endorsement that he's going to get playing for the Dodgers, it's going to equal his contract. Maybe not equal, but it's going to be close. Like, it's going to be close. Plus the Japanese market, he already has cornered. This guy, I'd like to see how many zeros are behind his bank account already. I'd love to see it, because now he's got $700 million. He's not going to and not pay for a damn meal in Los Angeles. Will he bring a World Series to the Dodgers? They're a little better team. They're a little better team right now than they were this time last year. Not a whole bunch. Still can't pitch. They still don't pitch as well as the Arizona Diamondbacks. Think about that. The Diamondbacks went and got Rodriguez the other day from the Tigers. The Diamondbacks, who don't spend $70 million in 2 years, let alone to one player, they went out and got a great pitcher in Rodriguez. They made the World Series last year. Are the Dodgers a better team right now than they were this time last year? Yep. Are they a better team than the Arizona Diamondbacks? Are they better than Houston? Are they better than the Rangers? Or who they're the best team maybe? Might give them National League, maybe, but they didn't win last year. And Ohtani's a DH. Think about that, a DH. The last time a DH made that big of a difference was 1993 when Paul Molitor came to the Toronto Blue Jays. Think about that. He's a DH. What's he going to do for the Los Angeles Dodgers in the days and weeks and months and years to come? $700 million, man. That's a hell of a chunk of change. And what do you call it when this contract's all said and done? 10 years from now, he won't be playing, because that's just the way it's all deferred money and everything else. What do you think the Dodgers would call a success? Like, what would be a success for the Los Angeles Dodgers if Ohtani it's got to be two world championships? It has to be 2 world championships in that 7-year span, because he ain't going to be playing. He's not going to be worth a shit in 10 years. He's just not. He's only pitching until 2027. So what is a success for Los Angeles Dodgers on the field with Ohtani? We know they're going to make money. We know they're going to make a ton of money with him on their team. But is that success? It's success for the accountants. It's success for the owners. But for the fan base, what will the Dodger fan base consider a success with Shohei Ohtani in the lineup? Batting third or batting cleanup, whatever it is, as a DH. You're going to get 3 years out of him pitching. That's it. 25, 26, 27, and that'll be it. Mark my words. That's what it's going to be. It'll be interesting to see how it all pans out. It's a great day for Ohtani. It's a great day for the Dodgers. It's a bad day for baseball. It's a bad day for the finances of baseball. It's a bad look for baseball when other teams are moving. Other teams can't afford this. That. Well, they can. They choose not to. But this is absurd. It's absolutely absurd. It's not Ohtani's fault. It's not his fault. The system's broken. It's not the Dodgers' fault. They know the rules. They'll pay the taxes on it. They don't care. It's nobody's fault. It's baseball's fault for not having something set in stone where these players and the owners are reined back on their own. Because owners, that they do in every sport. Every single sport, the owners, they crawl over each other. They crawl over themselves to sign these guys. $700. It's a lot of money. And are they going to win? What's going to be a success? Let us know in the comments section. Thank you very much for everybody's listening to this emergency show at 1:50 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. The Ohtani watch is over. Too bad for the Toronto Blue Jays fans. I was really hoping he would have went there, but there's a lot of people that are going to be really upset. I'm going to turn on some Toronto radio and see how that's all going now. They're probably burning down the city of Toronto. They're probably not. People are just like, yeah, we thought we had a chance. It was fun while it lasted, one of those things. But it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy to think that one guy is going to be making $70 million a year to hit. Doesn't even have a glove. He won't need a glove next season. Think about that. Doesn't need a glove. $700 million. $70 million to hit 4 times a night. I saw somewhere if he played every game throughout this contract, he would get $432,000 a game. A game. That's if he plays 162 for the 10 years of that deal. And he ain't gonna. Because if he does pitch, then there it is. What are you doing? It's crazy. Good on Dodgers. They didn't break any rules. Good on Ohtani. He just said yes. Bad on baseball. It's a bad look for baseball. Let us know your thoughts are, what you guys think in our comment section when this gets up on YouTube. Thanks for everybody who's listened to the 1420 podcast today. This emergency episode is brought to you by SeatGeek.com and the SeatGeek app. As always, use promo code 1420pod over there at SeatGeek.com today and save yourself $20 on your first purchase. Have a good day, folks. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday. Drink lots, smoke more, whatever you got to do. Have a good day, and we will talk to you guys probably tomorrow. Give Santa and his elves a break from the grind this Christmas season and ask for tickets from SeatGeek. SeatGeek has tickets for shows, concerts, and sporting events for around the globe. And by using promo code 1420pod, you will save $20 on tickets. Tickets make for great stocking stuffers and gifts, so go to SeatGeek.com or the SeatGeek app for all of your ticket needs this holiday season and use promo code 1420pod today for your Christmas ticket. You just listened to the 1420 Sports Bar Podcast. 4 beer with sports talk and a whole lot more. We are part of the Belly Up Media Network. Let's get into it.